Hey, how's it going? If you're a driver right at this given point, or somebody that was actually looking and wanting to get into logistics, then give me a call. I'll tell you what I've got going. This way you can understand if you want to be a dispatcher, I'm doing training. I actually have direct hires with the same carriers that I recruit drivers for. So it's not like once I get done training you, you've got to go out and looking for your job. I've already got you covered. I've been in transportation almost 30 years. I've been recruiting for about 7 years, and I have direct connections inside their dispatching departments that can easily put you to work. Best part is you don't have to work from their facility. That's right, you don't have to work from their facility. As long as you got your computer, high speed internet, and a noise canceling headset, I can get you to work. And it's not like some gimmick that's on the internet where you're having to chase somebody down. You can easily get a hold of me just because I'm right here. I mean, the carriers that you're going to be involved with are the same carriers I recruit for. I currently recruit for about 54 carriers. Thing is, I have other people that recruit with me. There's no way I can cover 54, and I'm still in the trenches recruiting just like the next recruiter. The portion that made me decide to become an actual dispatcher trainer was the fact is I am tired of putting people into carriers where it just doesn't pay the driver. Drivers are catching the blunt end of every different factor, whether it's a company driver, lease purchase, lease rental, owner operator. In addition to me putting you with that particular carrier as a dispatcher, I will literally give you access to databases. I'm not going to give them all to you. I give you a certain number. I give you enough to cover about 30 to 90 days. It depends on how good you are a dispatcher. And what you're doing in that period of time with these leads that are going directly to these drivers is I'm going to give you leads to the owner operators. These owner operators, I've got to train you up like correctly. I don't know what these other companies are teaching you. What I'm going to teach you is not just what it is to be a dispatcher or just what the terminology is. I'm going to teach you the dirty facts of the industry that make it to where you actually can make good money doing this. It's not a nice come play game. We're talking about a dispatcher has to deal with the broker, has to deal with the load boards, which still has the brokers on them. But I'm going to also teach you how to get the direct shippers. With those direct shippers, you can still cross that over just like you would a freight agent, not double brokering, but just cross it over as from a direct shipper, just like you would as a freight agent to use those customers because you can directly pick up contracts. Nobody ever said you couldn't as a dispatcher. In addition to that, it also helps you understand building the relationships with truck drivers. Ain't nobody got better connections out there on the streets than truck drivers themselves. You may be pulling loads off of load boards or dealing with brokers, but those truck drivers are going to be the ones that go there and they're going to back them trucks to those docks. Not all facilities are going to let them in the door, but what they do give them is the bills of lading. And with those bills of lading, that gives you the king to the kingdom. Because if you know that freight's paying good, and you know a broker's taking 20 to 30% off of that given freight, there you go. Exactly. Now you can go back and solicit that particular shipper for the opportunity to send your drivers, your owner operators, or drivers like for some companies they have other drivers that you can kind of work with. But the deal is you don't always have to just singly work with an owner operator. You can just call him and befriend him and say, hey, my name is George, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the opportunity to give you freight. If you can give me an idea, like what are your freight lanes, and I'm taking down my notes the whole time. But these are some of the tricks and the tips I'm going to be teaching you. There's a lot more to it than this, but I'm going to keep this short because I got to keep it under 5 minutes. I just get too long. It may end up going a little bit longer. But if you want to really learn how to dispatch with the connections, with the drivers, and all the different factors, actually, these people that supposedly train you don't have because they're not in the trenches. They're running a program so they can make the money. I'm making a program. Yeah, I am definitely here to make the money. But why should I take my knowledge base and just give it away to somebody? You're not going to have nobody else teaching you. It's going to be me teaching you. And you're either in or you're out. So if you come in and you want to learn, I will 100% teach you. I don't want people sitting there telling me truck driving war stories. And if you're not experienced truck driver looking to become a dispatcher, if you're just a regular person looking to change careers and you want to become a dispatcher, then absolutely I welcome you folks as well. It's an easy course. It just goes over the terminology and I give you all the connections and how you need to interact. And we do have webinars every week, so that way we can go over and I can show you how we do these things. If I'm seeing that you're having a hard time, let me know, because I'm not just building a relationship with you as I teach you, I'm building a relationship with you. So that way, you may not like me, you may not like my personality. I get it. I don't like myself every day neither. But the thing is, we build this relationship and it makes all of us stronger. Social skills are what makes businesses work, and that's what makes dispatchers work. The social network between the drivers and your company and your brokers. So if you're interested in really wanting to become a dispatcher, a remote dispatcher, if you want to work inside their offices, I'll see where you live and see if I got a carrier that I've worked with in that given region, and we'll see if we can get you on board with them. But the ones that I know can use you, then that's the ones that I'm also obviously going to be able to offer you, and it obviously gets you to work almost immediately because I'm giving you everything. Now, if you got your assets, as far as already having your owner operators or whatever, if you're a recruiter, let's say for example, if you're a truck driver recruiter, just like I am, and I'm also a dispatcher, then you can still come in with your drivers because now you got access to owner operators and stuff just like I do, and that benefits you extremely well. But for people who don't have no database, don't have no assets, don't know nothing about the company, I'm going to definitely get you off and running. I will at least help you get that first 7 drivers. Those first 7, because you can actually handle between 5 to 10 trucks. And you're going to do the math. If you're doing $250 a mile times, let's say 6,000 miles, I'm sorry, $250 a mile times 2,500 miles. Let's say if you do 240, let's do an equal number. So if you do 240 times 2,500 miles, that's 6,000 a week, if I'm doing my math right. But anyway, so 6,000 a week, then you do that times your 7 trucks or your 10 trucks or whatever you're doing, and then you get paid a percentage of that. You're doing good, okay? I mean, you're making anywhere on the bad end, and you ain't got to work except when you want to, but you got to take care of your drivers. But you're talking about making between 50, 100 plus thousand a year, and this is working from home, but you got to take care of these drivers, and I'll teach you even how to do the load boards. We'll go over load boards, the whole 9 yards when it comes to this. But anyways, if you're interested in taking a course with me, this is not going to be like a course. I've got all the videos, all that paperwork, and all that stuff. I've gathered it over the years, so that's not even an issue. But the thing is, if you're not wanting to study, I do have videos. They're me on it. So if you can't stand hearing my voice, then you don't want to mess with it because it's going to be me telling you how things are. Instead of this just being an introduction when I do these videos, I stick strictly to the topic, so you're not getting nothing, no extra, no less. And in whatever topic you need, if I don't have the video by some chance, which I pretty much should have every topic covered inside of a particular area, but I'll make another video up and I'll cover those different aspects. But if you're interested, please give me a call. My number is going to be 210-343-1118, 210-343-1118. And below in the description of the YouTube ads, because this is all going to be attached to YouTube, okay? Save money where you can. That's the new world, right? So in the bottom, you'll have my contact information and everything in there, my emails and everything. But now look, I only hold classes once I get 10 people, okay? And once I get to 10 people, then obviously most of the time there's more than that. We do everything through, like Microsoft Teams, or because Microsoft Teams is the easiest for me to do it with it because you can interact. I can share my board with you. You can share your screen with me if you have questions, like something you got in your documentation. And so we can have transparency on what we're looking at and what you need and what I'm needing to know to understand where you're at in your growth and development. Inside the understanding of transportation, particularly inside freight dispatching, okay? I'm not here to teach you how to recruit, okay? We're just doing freight dispatching. But besides that, I can also give you pointers on being a freight agent, and we'll leave it at that. I'm not here to teach freight agent either, but I'm always willing to give you a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so to see if you're actually right in the right spot being a freight dispatcher. But there's great money in being freight dispatchers. You can open your own business. You can work for a company. If you don't want to work for one of the companies that I could put you with, let me know. I can show you everything about opening your own business. That's a whole other thing, and I do consulting on that. But anyways, we'll leave it at that because this is getting too long. It's almost 10 minutes. My name is George. Again, my number is 210-343-1118, and I hope to hear from you. For drivers out there, be safe, brothers and sisters, because a lot of women out there these days. And y'all be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.